Hi, my name is Corinne. I'm the owner and founder of Watsu by Aurora, and I thank you so much for your interest in Watsu. And I'm going to be speaking to you a little bit about the facts of Watsu, what it can do for you, and how we can work together. Let's get started. So, first off, what is Watsu, right? Watsu is aquatic body therapy that combines water and shiatsu techniques for deep relaxation and healing. It's a passive stretching with gentle movements in warm water, promoting flexibility and releasing tension. The warm water is about 95 to 98 degrees Fahrenheit. The particular pools that I use are natural hot springs located in Firepot, California, about 90 minutes drive from the airport in Fresno, California once you fly in. And this mineral water has large amounts of potassium, magnesium, as well as chloride and other minerals necessary for your body. And these minerals help to relax the body, magnesium, as well as start to provide a lot of the hydration that we're missing in a lot of our water, as well as a lot of our foods. So, the passive stretching along with the warm water, along with the aquatic therapy, provides this weightless experience that allows for a meditative experience to help you lower down your brain waves and start to raise levels of consciousness. Now, why choose Watsu, right? I would like to speak a little bit about Joe Dispenza's work, especially his book, Becoming Supernatural. His work has deeply influenced a lot of my work and how I started to see Watsu. I was first introduced to Watsu, and then after many years later, about 3 years later, I was introduced into Becoming Supernatural, and then started to be able to describe what Watsu actually does. So we'll get into that a little bit. So Joe Dispenza has this concept of no one, nowhere, and no time, which is essentially becoming pure consciousness. When you're no longer focused on your problems, you're no longer focused on your day-to-day activities and routines, you start to go into um, taking out away the energy of the known and having more energy, creative energy, to start to create the unknown, which is where creation starts to happen. Watsu provides the space for this creative transformation with no with no hearing, no seeing, and barely any feeling with the touch from the Watsu practitioner. You start to go into this space where you are floating and you don't really feel anything but your own inner sense of emotions. And what that can do for so many people who have busy lives, they kids and whatever and so forth, this is a unparalleled experience that can help them go to higher levels of consciousness and really use that reset button that is so necessary for a lot of people day to day. From forgetting your problems and going into these lower brain waves. So what Watsu does is that it lowers your brain waves from high beta, which is what people usually go into when they're focused on their problems and their analytical mind. They are sitting at high beta and they start to go to low beta. Then about 15 minutes into your session, you'll start to feel a little bit more your body, right? You'll start to take deeper breaths. You'll start to no longer think about all these things that need to be done, and you'll start to feel what your body is feeling like, or what the water feels like, or, and that's going to be your alpha. When you're no longer worried about anything in your body or how your body feels like, you're starting to drop into more theta. And that is where you get to start to connect to your pure consciousness. There's a quote by Becoming Supernatural that says, when you forget about yourself, your problems, and your body, you enter into a state of pure consciousness, right? I would like to direct your attention to this little diagram above me. where we have the hertz and the frequencies and what they're in and what this person is seeing. So the lower the hertz frequencies, the lower the physical, the more things seem just physical. You see that object is just a solid physical thing. The higher you go up in hertz frequencies, which is the higher states of consciousness, right? When you're not just in survival mode, for example, with this lower vibrational energy, you're not just thinking of how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do these things? How am I going to get more money? How am I going to be all, these very physical things. You start to raise slower and slower and slower to what is my purpose? What is my life? Who am I connected to? What is, deeper questions. And the higher you go, the more you are asking these questions, or even just experiencing these deeper realities that don't need necessarily questions. So we'll go into a little bit more about why this is and what is why Watsu is so important for these types of experiences. Transcending physical and mental identities. So it's important to understand that reality is an algorithm. And as reality is an algorithm, our consciousness is the code that communicates with this algorithm. When we think certain thoughts and we're focused on certain thoughts, certain outcomes come as a result from those thoughts. The issue with this is that we're not sure if those thoughts, a lot of those time, those thoughts are unconscious thoughts and they're creating our reality. Thus, we forget that we are the creators of the reality. But the more and more we have experiences of meditation, Watsu experiences, or any experience that will help you start to focus on your inward feeling, you start to raise the level of unconscious awareness to more conscious levels. And then you're able to use consciousness as a code that helps shape our experiences and our realities. Watsu helps to transcend these limited thinking and feeling experiences and embrace a higher form of pure consciousness, because you're no longer worried about these physical things that you see around you. You start to feel that there is a deeper, you're not alone, that there are things that are deeper than your worries, that there are things that are deeper than your current state at this now moment feeling. And all of that starts to helps you to start to shift from the analytical mind, right? The high beta that we spoke about, of thinking, and you start to have a coherency with your heart. And the mind and body connection allows for more coherent actions, more coherent thoughts, and more coherent um, magnetizing your reality to you, versus striving for something to change and forcing matter with matter. Your inward journey starts to become more real than the outside journey, and that thusly becomes the input that creates the output. So now that we spoke a little bit about why Watsu can be so important as far as helping you to create the input that you would like to see in your life, let's talk a little bit about the place that we will be going towards, or the retreat center that we will be working in. I would like to introduce you to Mercy Hot Springs, your new Watsu oasis. Mercy Hot Springs is located in Firebaugh, California, about a 90-minute drive from the airport. And it's a facility that has natural spring water that is connected to certain facilities, such as the communal pool, private hot tubs, and this natural water that springs from the ground is now directed towards these certain private pools that are for relaxation and retreats, and getting to back to that oneness and that pure consciousness of being yourself, right? And so with the communal pool that Watsu, that Mercy Hot Spring provides, you, with your booking, you are allowed your Watsu experience, but also once you're done, after you've had that incredible experience, you may need some time to yourself. Oftentimes, people have never experienced the depth through which Watsu provides. And so we invite you to take a short walk from the communal pool, still in the same area, about 30 seconds walk to the private tubs where you can sit there in warm water or cold water. It has cold water as well. And sit there and journal, meditate, and be with yourself for as long as necessary for you to go ahead and process your experience. Afterwards, we have luxury suites that we can now start to talk about and get into the next slide. That can also help be, that can be a way for you to process by yourself completely in your own tent, cabin, or luxury cabin. So let's go ahead and speak about those. As previously mentioned, we have three options for you. The first is a tent where you would still have access to Watsu sessions. You'd also have access to a fireplace, restrooms, as well as showers and a tent. The restrooms or showers are maybe about a 2-minute walk. They are located where the communal pool is. So once you exit the communal pool, you'll go straight to these little tents outside, and the tent will be provided for you, set up, and you'll go ahead and just begin to rest after your session. It's a wonderful experience to connect with nature and to kind of just ground yourself after having such a very lifting experience that Watsu is. If tent and glamping is not your thing, we also have cabins here where Watsu sessions are provided, as well as heating and air conditioning, restroom and shower, as well as towels. Now, these restrooms and showers are not private. It is about maybe a 1-minute walk. It's not the same as the communal showers that next to the pools, but it's about a 1-minute walk outside the cabin, behind the cabin, and you're more than welcome to use those communal restrooms and showers, as well as the towel service that is provided for you. This is a picture of my actual stay in this cabin. I absolutely enjoyed it. The bed was clean. It was completely comfortable with air conditioning as we went into the summer. And I felt completely at home. The bed is very comfortable. Definitely would recommend. 10 out of 10. And last but not least, we have group housing options as well as luxury cabins. So for group housing, we have an option for up to about 7 to 8 people for those who are interested in groups. We can talk more about that. But in this picture to the right is our luxury cabin, where you would still have access to all the amenities of a Watsu session, heating and air conditioning, but this time you have your private restroom and shower, private jacuzzi, private kitchen, fridge, as well as towels, right? So this is a little bit more higher end, completely more private, and has way more amenities for those who are looking for a little bit more. Perhaps you'd like to cook breakfast in the morning or have some tea at your convenience, and it's just more of a getaway for you. This is a 2-night minimum, while the others are only a 1-night minimum, and would need to be scheduled ahead of time. So after your amazing Watsu session, after you sit and you relax and then also, go to sleep for the night, perhaps the next morning you would like to have an a la carte service on the side. Perhaps you'd like to have a morning yoga session and meditation session. That can definitely be an upliftment, a encouraging more introspection in your journey. If you'd like to add that on, we have a couple more a la carte services. So yoga meditation is one. We can also have a table massage therapy, as I'm a massage therapist. We can add that to your to your package, as well as customized journals. So, this customized journal option is a very popular option for a lot of my clients because it helps them to ask the questions that they need to answer in order to create the reality that you'd like, right? So, what Watsu really is just this blank, hard reset where you completely wipe out all the things, all the past, all the trauma, all the things that are really blocking you from creating the reality. However, you have to know what reality you'd like to step in order for Watsu to really be of its utmost benefit towards you, because otherwise, it's a beautiful relaxing massage, but it could be used to help create a reality you would like to be in and be less stressed out of, right? So I would definitely recommend for a lot of my clients because it helps them to clarify and to directly create the reality they don't need to have a retreat from. Um, yes, this package also comes with a couple Zoom sessions for us to talk a little bit more about what is the reality you're looking to create, and how can we clarify and create a customized journal that is a almost a goal board, a portable goal board for you to see your own reality in the making through your inner mind. Last but not least, let's go ahead and go into speaking a little bit about myself and who am I? And not last but not least, my name is Corinne. Once again, I'm a dedicated practitioner of Watsu. I've been studying and doing Watsu for at least 6 years now, and I am an avid study a student of pure consciousness. I'm a massage therapist, a yoga instructor, as well as a personal trainer. I have a lifelong commitment to learning about the body and also the connection to the mind through the body. I have a passion for personal growth, holistic healing, and I love to inspire others to embark on their own journey by sharing what my journey is, right? My journey has been one of using many, many, many different modalities, from jujitsu to Watsu to cold water therapy, to finally just using bits and pieces of all these modalities to help enter the type of consciousness that I need to step into when I need to step into it, right? So I have a lot of experience with using multiple modalities and have sat down to master two to three, which is the ones that I'm currently speaking to you about, which is Watsu, journaling, and yoga, right? So I'm very excited to share this with you. Please feel free to contact me at watsubyAurora@gmail.com, as well as on Instagram at Watsu by Aurora. I would love to answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much for your interest, and I look forward to working with you soon.